Episode 9 of Revent Builds Behind the Builds. 9 weeks we've been filming this new format. It feels like that. It went by so fast because it's been a whirlwind. This past week, the office stressing me the out. We're so damn close to being done, but just more and more stuff is coming up, but that's to be expected. We also revisited one of my early projects, my baby, my first full home over $1 million, where we're installing an elevator for the new buyers. And of course, the $1 million pool saw tons of action. Let's get into the video. Welcome to the land of Punch Out, where dreams are made. You thought you were done, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's probably about 20 people in this space right now. We have glass, we have paint touch-ups, we have electricians here, we have low voltage. We're messing with fixing some gaps and some tile reveals, some flooring. And this is where you feel like you're done, but you're not. And then you just endlessly do this and just have more and more and more anxiety, and you think the whole ship's gonna sink, and then it ends up absolutely perfect. For instance, this is the third round on these mirrors. All right, let's see. The moment of truth.
No, yeah. You need to try it first.
No, show me. Yeah, there it is. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, you can sand it.
Yeah.
That looks pretty freaking cool though. Oh, as I said, the office is just stressing me out. When we pulled off all that ram board and all the foam board and the plastic down, it was such an amazing feeling and such a big weight off my shoulders. You could actually see the project just like really in its final form and how epic it was. There's just so many little things where now that we've uncovered it, we see that a reveal where tile meets flooring, there's some humps. We see certain corners aren't perfect with our drywall. Since our ceilings are black, we're having to like refloat almost entire ceilings, and it just feels like we're back in the thick of it again. But if you remember, we kept the foundation and the existing subfloor. We ended up having to rip the subfloor off and put new subfloor back. But with our front, back, and side doors, all at 3 different elevations and window reveals throughout the building at different elevations, leveling out the office was a bitch. So there's certain parts where we have to come up in a given office. That elevation change is messing with the tile at the bottom of the pony wall meeting the floors, and there being tile at a slant, and it just looks like shit. And honestly, I was trying to figure out ways to caulk it, to work around it, and ultimately, we just have to pull that flooring up, cut down the subfloor, and grind down those humps, and get that floor flat, and then we're gonna have to redo the bottom row of that tile. We have no flooring left. This floor has like a 4-month lead on it. So all of these pieces that we're pulling up have to be done with surgeon level precision. And it is just stressing me out again. We've done about 3 different areas and they've come out great. So I do have confidence we're gonna get through it. I just wanna finish this damn thing so that I can sleep easy. Always there's a telephone blame game. The framers wanna say, oh, you know, you're keeping the foundation so we can't make the subfloor too level. Then the flooring guys have to come in, level the floors, but they say, oh, the subfloor wasn't good, we can only do so much. And then the tilers need to come in, oh, this wall wasn't straight and the floor had the hump and blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, there was certain times where we could have corrected this earlier in the game, and it just didn't happen. So you know what? We're eating some costs to make some stuff right. We always wanna give our people a chance to fix that kind of stuff, but we also want to own up to it, right? Yes, we get it. This wasn't level, but they saw that this portion wasn't level. They could have grinded that down when they installed the floors, but I get it. They're trying to finish the whole thing. Sometimes you just can't get it perfect, especially when you're dealing with a renovation. All of our guys are awesome. They're kicking ass. They're making these repairs and they're getting it to a level of perfection. Returning to my baby, the original OG full home, massive addition remodel over $1 million. This project really put me on the map to getting bigger and bigger houses. This is a project that we started back in like about 2019. We finished in probably mid to late 2020. So it's almost been about 4 going on 5 years since we've been there. It is just So awesome that the new buyers, this is the second time that it's been sold. The new buyers saw that we were the builder and they wanted to bring us out for some consulting. They're elderly and they need an elevator for access. I can't even tell you how perfect these two closets that are stacked right on top of each other that both have a wall that faces a hallway. It was like this was designed for an elevator. And it just worked out fantastically. I love these new clients. They're ecstatic about the house. And then walking into this place was like a freaking trip down memory lane. I walked through with Andrew and Pedro and Ryan, and we were just going over all the trials and tribulations and laying tile and this complex concrete tile that got stained and we had to buff and just all of these different intricate pieces of that puzzle. But looking at how beautiful this house really still is, 5 years later, there's no cracks in the drywall. The foundation is rock solid. The reveals look amazing, and the new buyers just couldn't be more happy to call this place a home. This elevator is gonna be such a cool project, and like just retrofitting an elevator into an older home, I feel like it's gonna appeal to so many people, like especially with so many boomers that are like reaching retirement right now. This is gonna be something I'm gonna put on the website and then advertise, because I would love to pick up more business like this in the future. Our West Austin remodel and addition project, we have the foundation dug out. We had all of our grade beams dug out, nice and perfect and tidy, and we have had about a week's worth of rain. So all of that has been washed out. We have our plumbing in, but now it just looks like a big, flat, muddy mess when we need that hash mark pattern of the grade beams dug in. So, I mean, it's just part of the game. It really sucks when you're like in that stage and rain comes and kind of sets you back. We've already done a lot of work there. It's gonna just take a few days to kind of tidy that back up, but I wanna get that foundation poured as soon as possible so we're not continuing to backtrack. Once that foundation is poured, then we can get all of our framing up, and framing is awesome because it always goes so quick. The way that we structured payments on this particular job is we did a down payment at foundation, and then we have another big portion coming after completion of frame. So I'm eager to get that frame up so we can get that next draw to keep everything pushing. So delays in construction are always really to be expected. They're for various reasons, but a big part of what we do is in our contract, we do not guarantee a timeline. This is a forecast because of all these things that can delay a project. It's about expectation setting with your clients. This is such an ongoing battle, and especially with how we do our estimates, which is fixed fee, the price does not escalate as you're going. So you really need to try to account for the worst and hope for the best at the beginning. The $1 million pool. God, I love this project. It is just such an amazing feather in our cap for our portfolio. And every time I come out here, I'm just like, oh my God, like we're doing this. It feels like we're doing some big time construction. Heavy earthwork, tons of concrete. The rebar on this thing is nuts. I mean, right here where I'm standing, the top of this wall is about 16 feet out of the bottom of grade down there. And we're not even just breaking the halfway point of where the top of our pool will be. I mean, that is absolutely astounding. So like I said, we've had rain all this week. The forecast for today was about 65% rain. So what I did is I made an executive call. I do not want to make a similar mistake like we did with that shitty pump truck that caused us a delay. I said, you know what? If it might rain, we're pushing it for Monday where the skies are clear and sunny. So what I did is I took a couple extra days, but I'm ensuring that we will have a successful pour. Making those calls is gonna save us, and I'm just so glad to have the foresight to be able to do that and then move confidently into our pour on Monday, which you'll see in next week's episode. Okay, so what we're looking at here is basically at a different stage as just below us. This is literally duplicating exactly what we've already done. So if you can see these snap ties, it's just a metal rod that goes all the way through. How this assembly works is it's wood on this side, rebar in the middle, and then wood on this side. Those snap ties go all the way through the assembly to the outer pieces of the wood forms on each side. And as you can see, we put these brackets on here and then we tighten it all down so that we have rigidity side to side. So these walls are not gonna pancake out when all the weight of the concrete goes in there. We need all of this really plumb because as you can see, when they come out, that makes the actual shape of the wall. That's why they call it a form. It forms the shape of that concrete wall. And this snapcrete is an awesome way to do retaining walls because it keeps everything nice and tight. So on a massive concrete project like this, it is not just willy-nilly. We don't just decide how tall our walls are gonna be and what we're gonna pour. This is all designed from our engineer. They tell us how high that our walls can be for a single pour. And these have deemed to be 8 feet. So we have 8 and 8, which means a 16-foot wall here with these two. And then what we have to do is get each part inspected as per the engineer. So really, the coloring book has been designed. We're just coloring in the lines. All right, y'all, another incredible week here at Reventbuilds. As we're heating up, we're getting closer to finishing our office, and that is just gonna be such a massive win for us. It is going to be a content hub. We're gonna be shooting a plethora of videos, not only on the finish out of the office, but on different parts of construction, educational, fun content. We're also sharing the space with Sprout Realty, so we're gonna be adding some realty and market data in there. So you guys are gonna wanna keep following along. I love all of you so far. I love when y'all interact and comment. It really means the world. I'm having so much damn fun. I'm loving sharing all of this with you. Thanks for growing with us. I will see y'all next week.